recorded.
Welcome, everyone, to Redox Nurse Talk. We appreciate you coming tonight. And this is a platform that Doria Stewart and I have started using just to share this technology and to provide an opportunity for people to share their testimonials as to what this technology has done for them. I want to turn it over just to Doria real quickly and let her tell me introduce herself shortly, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so thank you, Cindy. I'm so blessed to have Cindy as my partner in crime as we share about this wonderful technology of redox. But I'm Doria Stewart. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a nurse here, and I've been a nurse for a long time. I'm going to tell you how many years. But this, technology was presented to me by a very dear friend, and I saw what it was, and I thought, I've got to, look into this and get into it. And I didn't deal with any health challenges, but I just saw it as something that I can have a state of wellness and a life of vitality. And that's what it's done for me. But it's not about me tonight. It's all about our guests. So thanks for coming on and being with us this evening. And I'm going to turn it back over to Cindy.
Okay. I am also a nurse, and I'm a nurse here in Nashville, and the technology has done some awesome things for me with my challenges, so I will always use that. I want to state our disclaimer. So redox signaling molecules do not diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. It just gives the body what it needs to keep that redox balance in order to manage some of the health challenges that we come across every day. And a few housekeeping rules. If you're going to be moving around, just turn off your video so it's not distracting to the speaker. After Coach Connie speaks, we will open it up for questions in the chat if she has time for that. And we do have a great guest tonight. Coach Connie Davis will be our speaker, and Doria will introduce her a few minutes later. First of all, we're going to show a short video just explaining this technology and what it does. So if you're new to this, you may not have seen this video. It's Alan Noble's intro for the Real Redox results. So I'm going to start with that, and then afterwards we will have Coach Connie come on.
Hello, my name is Alan Noble and welcome to RealRedoxResults.com. On this website, you have access to lots of videos of real people sharing real results that they've experienced using ASEA's advanced redox signaling technology. You can simply browse through the videos or pick a particular subject that is important to you. However, if this is your first introduction to ASEA, then allow me to give you a brief overview so you can better understand why people are experiencing such amazing results. ASEA Redox represents a cutting-edge health and anti-aging technology, a new category in science that for 2 decades science had declared was impossible. A technology that many experts are calling the single greatest health science breakthrough of our lifetime. A great place to start is to get clear on what ASEA Redox is not. It is not a vitamin, a mineral, antioxidant, exotic juice, essential oil, or CBD oil. In fact, this technology goes beyond nutrition and ingredients, and yet can impact your health at a depth that no other supplement has ever come close to achieving. For many people, ASEA Redox is the missing link to better health and vitality. To grasp this breakthrough, you must understand that your body is the most complex communication network on Earth. Every second of every day, your cells pass tremendous amounts of important information throughout the body. Any breakdown in this communication, in this signaling, and you cannot achieve your full health potential. A simple example, your home goes on fire and you call the fire department. They have the fire truck, firefighters, fire hose, everything they need to put out the fire. However, if you don't have a good cell signal, they don't get the message and your home goes up in flames. Well, it's the same in your body. If your cells can't signal, then little else matters. ASEA Redox is the world's first redox signaling supplement that harnesses the power of the same redox signaling molecules that your body uses for this critical signaling process. This astonishing technology with two delivery systems, the ASEA Redox drink and the topical gel, Renew 28, has been validated by third-party independent science, and thanks to multiple patents, there is nothing else like it in the world. In a recent independent 8-week study with Torre Laboratories, a leading genetic research lab, it was found that drinking ASEA Redox could increase important gene signaling pathways by up to 31%, impacting 5 major areas of health: immune function, inflammatory response, cardiovascular and digestive health, as well as hormone balance. So at this point, let's take a listen to what health and medical professionals are saying about ASEA's redox signaling technology.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. You can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
So as you can hear, ASEA Redox truly is being hailed as the most significant health science breakthrough of our lifetime. And it's not just health. Casual athletes all the way to Olympic athletes are experiencing improvements in endurance, strength and recovery, beating personal bests and breaking documented world records. In a recent university study, mice drinking ASEA for only 7 days ran 29% further to exhaustion due to significant metabolic shifts as their body started to burn more fat as fuel. And I'm sure you've heard it said that seeing is believing. Well, this same technology, when applied to the skin, results in a healthy, clear complexion, tighter, younger-looking skin, while dramatically reducing wrinkles, stretch marks, cellulite, and many other signs of aging, all while using the body's natural renewal processes. I want to thank you for taking some time and watching this brief overview. I would now encourage you to explore some of the other videos featuring people that I've had the pleasure of interviewing over the last year or so. Real people sharing real redox results. This is Alan Noble thanking you for your time today, and bye for now.
Okay, and I completely forgot about our nurse nugget. So tonight we were going to spotlight redox cell performance, the energy. So I'm just going to go through a couple things about that. I don't have the box, but I do have the multi variety pack box that has the energy in there. It's redox energy. And I think between this and the collagen, the radiance, this is my favorite. It ignites your sustained physical and mental energy by helping your cells reach that redox balance. It's a proprietary blend of vitamins and scientifically proven herbs that help your cells achieve the redox balance or homeostasis. It increases your coenzymes and your antioxidant functions, which leads to energy output. It supports the formation of ATP, which is the energy that the cells need to function effectively. It raises key chemicals in the brain for increased energy. It relieves oxidative stress, protects against DNA damage, and supports gene expression. It helps maintain that balance between free radicals and antioxidants. So the ingredients, some of the ingredients include guarana extract, and that's a natural source of caffeine. It's less caffeine than a cup of coffee. It makes you more awake and alert, and it has anti-inflammatory properties as well as some pain relief benefits. It's been linked, the actual substance, guarana now, not the product, has been linked to better heart health, weight loss, healthier skin, and lower cancer risk. The next ingredient is Alpinia galanga. It's anti-inflammatory and antifungal properties. It increases your mental alertness, and this is something I saw that was real interesting. You know, when you drink those monster drinks and those other drinks, you have the high energy, but then you do have the caffeine, the crash at the end. So with the Alpina galanga, this actually offsets that caffeine crash. So that's why you don't feel that with redox energy, and that's what I love about it. Also, it contains L-theanine, and that's an amino acid that improves your focus and boosts your mood as well while promoting the brain cell and neuroprotection. And of course, your vitamins B3, B6, and B12 just support your body's natural energy level. It contains ginseng extract, and this combats oxidative stress again and continues to boost your cognitive output. Acetyl-carnitine, L-carnitine, is another amino acid, and this has been found to benefit people with neurodegenerative diseases, just saying. And then, of course, the stevia extract is a naturally sourced, zero-calorie plant-based sweetener. So dump those artificial sugars and use anything that has the stevia in there. So that's our nurse nugget for this week. And now I'm going to turn it over to Doria and let her introduce our guest tonight.
Okay, thank you, Cindy. So you've already shared our disclaimer, correct?
I did.
And any of our housekeeping rules, did you share those? I don't know if you're, okay.
You can go back through them again if you'd like.
Yeah, I just was gonna have Fritz, I think he's out walking his dog, I'm not sure, but if he can turn off his camera. There you go, I'm about to see your face and your legs here. Thank you so much. I get easily distracted, so I appreciate that. So I have the honor to introduce to you Coach Connie Davis. She's from Chandler, Oklahoma. She's married. She has 3 sons in their 20s. She played college basketball at Oklahoma Baptist College. She has taught science and coached for 33 years in the field of track and cross country. And coaching is a ministry to her. It's not just a job. She truly feels like she's ministering to her athletes and her students. So Connie, I want you to, I know your sister, Tanya Chandler, shared this technology with you. Is she your sister or your sister-in-law?
My sister.
Okay, so she shared this with you. Tell us about that day and what piqued your interest.
It was August of 21, and we were in the beginnings of starting our cross country time for that year. And Tanya had tried to get a hold of me, and when sports start, it's really hard to catch me. But she called me again, and I said, I have 30 minutes before I have to go out to the cross course. And she said, well, I'm coming from Tulsa to Oklahoma City. She goes, I'll just stop by, which it's right there kind of in the middle. And I said, okay. And she came to my classroom. She told me about it. And she said, I think this is going to help you. I really want you to look at it. And she didn't know it, but I was pretty desperate at the time, contemplating retiring from coaching in school because I couldn't handle the extreme pain that I was in 24/7, or the major discomfort. And so she showed me what to do. Said, "We're having a meeting at my house on Saturday. I want you to come." And I said, "Okay." And then I ran out to practice. So that was the beginnings of my recoveries.
All right. So tell us a little bit more descriptive of the things that you weren't able to do, in your mobility and the degree of discomfort that you were having, prior to taking redox.
Okay. I was bone on bone in both knees. Anya and I both had long careers in basketball, and I'd started when I was about 10, stopped when I was 21, when I graduated college. I had joint discomfort, extreme discomfort in all of my joints, from my toes all the way up to my neck, every joint. But my knees were the worst because there was no push anymore. It was all gone. And so being a running coach, you're up on your feet, you're moving all the time, you don't sit down. And at the end of each day, I would pretty much come home, prop my knees up, ice, and be done. And I was taking 800 milligrams of ibuprofen 2 to 3 times a day, which is not good for you. That's what I was doing, just so I could survive. And some of my students that are still here that haven't graduated yet, they could really imitate how I got out of a chair. And it was really bad. It was like a slow train coming. I had to warm up my knees just so I could walk. So that's where I was. See me.
All right. And you were also considering having some surgery as well, correct?
Yes, I'd been talking to a surgeon for the last 5 or 6 years of that time before August 21. And I decided that if I had this one knee done right after school was out on the 15th or 16th of May, and then try to get the other one done the 1st of July, then I could get back onto the course at the end of July to start cross country again. So I was signed up for 2 knee replacements for the next summer.
All right. So you went to this workshop that Tanya had, and heard what this was. I probably watched the same video that we just showed here in the beginning. Yes. All right. So you got on the product. So tell us how much you were taking, and then how soon after did you notice some benefits?
Okay. I started just with the minimal dosage, 2 ounces of the liquid in the morning and 2 ounces in the evening. And I was gelling my neck, and Tanya said, make sure you put it on your knees. So I did, in the morning and the evening. And at first I really didn't see anything, but she told me not to expect to see something sudden. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm desperate. I'll do anything. And one thing that always struck me, she said, you have to drink a lot of water if you want this to really start working on your system. Okay, so I upped my intake of water, and that for the redox to pull the toxins out of my system. And then I'd noticed that I had a little more energy in about a month or so, maybe a little less. Some different things were happening, but I wasn't taking note of it because being an athlete for so many years, you just kind of ignore everything and do what you have to do. So I wish I would have written it down. She told me to, I didn't. So I didn't record anything. But then about 90 days, because it was in October, I woke up that morning, getting out of bed was an ordeal. Hang on to the wall, walk until you could walk. Got to school, went through, I think, 2 hours of the day. Third hour, the kids came in. I took roll, sitting down at my desk. And I got out of my chair and walked to the back of my room. And I got halfway to the back of my room when I realized I didn't use the arms of my chair to get out of my chair. And I didn't stop and let my knees pop and slowly walk until it didn't hurt quite so bad. I was so shocked that it went from 1 hour to the next hour that I went back to my chair and sat down 2 more times and did the same thing. And I had a class full of students and they were watching me and they knew my routine. I mean, some of them would just cringe when they hear my knee pop so loud. And I asked them, I said, "Did you guys see that?" And they went, "Yeah, coach, what's going on?" I said, "My knees don't hurt anymore." So I just want to put out there to anybody who's watching that is contemplating this or is new to it, you've got to give it time. You've got to let Redox do its job. And I was desperate enough, and I trusted my sister, and that I thought, you know what have I got to lose? If it works, great. If it doesn't, I'm going to have knee surgeries. But I canceled the surgeries, and I haven't had that pain since.
All right. And I think you're also considering about retiring because the discomfort was so great to you. So are you going to continue working more years?
Yeah. Like you said, it is my ministry. I am the FCA huddle coach at our school also. So I do a lot of ministry outside of school with my students and my athletes. And I don't want to break that connection until I'm supposed to. It's just before Redox, I just didn't see how I could keep it up, but now I can.
All right. So you're coaching, you're still coaching as with track and cross country. So how are you, have you been able to share this with your athletes and your athletes' parents?
Absolutely. I had a friend of mine say, how do you approach your athletes? And it really is building relationships. I build those relationships with their parents at the meets. Some of them are our booster club ladies. They know me, they trust me. And kiddo has an issue, I can't stand to just watch them go through that without trying to help. And so I tell them and I tell the parents while they're standing there picking them up or whatever. And I have several of them that are on it. 2 of them are signed to run in different colleges next year. They just went to an indoor meet and they were redoxing pretty heavy because they don't get to practice in this cold weather all the time. So you got to take your gel and your liquid and you do some heavy dosing while you're there. I have a baseball player that uses it on his elbow. Had one use it on his ankle when he broke it. There's several, and then there's some parents, and there's also some teachers, some non-coworkers who are using it now.
Okay. So is recovery pretty important for endurance and strength for your athletes?
Oh, absolutely. For instance, I call her my redox girl. She uses it quite a bit. She goes year round in sports, and she signed on with my alma mater to run track next year. And she did a back-to-back ball games Thursday and Friday night. She's a starting point guard. And then she went and ran at the Oklahoma indoors on Saturday. So her body was exhausted. So I told her, I said, up your redox intake to 4 to 8 ounces and gel that leg that you injured before and after, and to do all that kind of thing. And she knows how to do it. And so she did. And then my 110 hurler who won state last year, who's going to Colorado, he was also, and his mom is a nurse and she is also using it. So he just grabs hers and takes it to the meets.
So I don't know, some of the people that are on the call, could you kind of explain, if you can, in your own way, why, like taking the redox or even using the gel, which is the redox signaling molecules in the gel form, why that's important to apply it to, like, the muscles, like the muscle groups before and after they play?
Okay. If anyone has done the core strength test, where you apply the gel to your neck, all right, you do a flexibility test, kind of a core strength, and then you apply the gel and do it again. You notice how flexible you are, more flexible. That is always an issue. When you're tired, you tighten up. My hurdler, I don't know if you know how high those hurdles are for high school guys, but they come up really tall. Flexibility is a major issue going over those things. And so that and when they get tired, the muscles tighten up. You don't want that tightening up, and you can apply the gel. You can have it in the blocks, put it on, and give it to the girl holding your clothes or the guy holding your sweats or whatever, and it's immediate for them, which is it's a game changer when you start to get too tired and too tight. At state last year, my all of my relays, all the kids medaled, everybody medaled that went to state last year, and I had a total of 7 girls on 3 relay teams, 3 different relay teams, and they were 2 ounces before they ran, about 15 minutes before they ran. It kind of helps your oxygen uptake. And then immediately after, and then they were putting the gel on their neck and the carotid arteries just to get that flexibility back when you're tired. And then just recovery. Recovery is so critical because they were all running multiple events. Everyone went in 4 different events. They all made it in 4. And it's a very taxing and grueling 2 days. So you want your body to recover as fast as possible. And this is what can do it. And since this is WADA certified and on the collegiate level it's certified, there's no issue of because it's not a drug. They don't have any issues of being banned.
Yeah, and of course the recovery, not having, like you said, tight muscles, they have more flexibility and less discomfort afterwards. I imagine if I ran a mile, what that would be like, it'd probably be, it would be, uncomfortable. Um, I know that, we talked about our flagship product, which is the ASEA in the blue bottle, our gift of hope, and then we have the gel. So are some other products that you use with ASEA?
Actually, I use all of them. When I first started, I had a regimen of vitamins and supplements and things like that I used. But I switched over fairly quickly. And I actually noticed within a day, I noticed an immediate difference in using the ASEA Via as opposed to other products. And I couldn't tell you everything that's in them, but my body could tell. And because I'm an athlete and have a tendency to ignore my body, I don't always notice changes very quickly. But I did with that. And I also use all the cell performance. I've already had 2 doses of the energy today. Always use the mood and the mind and the radiance. So I use everything we have, and the facial, the skincare is just phenomenal. As a matter of fact, my redox girl came on last spring on our Tuesday testimonial and gave a testimony of her using the product. And we actually did a little, I don't know, a face workshop, a skincare workshop at State one night when we were there. We had a downtime. They didn't want to go to a movie or go do anything. I said, well, whoever wants to do skincare stuff, come to my room. And about 5 or 6 of them did. And she got in there and she goes, okay, you do it this way, and you do this. And she videoed herself. And she enjoys it. She loved it. I've had some comments that you don't look, and I don't mind saying my age, you don't look like you're going to be 63. And so I think that the Renew and using the skincare has actually kind of aged me backwards. And I'm fair skinned. I'm in the sun a lot. And after all those track meets and cross country meets, when I come home and get cleaned up, the gel goes on immediately. And one of the things I don't deal with anymore is if I get a sunburn, it doesn't peel. If I get the redox on there quick enough, it just goes away.
It's amazing. So I love all our products because they synergistically work together, and that's the beauty of it. So the ASEA Via line that Cindy and I have been touching on for the past couple weeks, She did the biome and I did the source last week. Those are the building materials, whereas the C is like the contractor, allowing all that to work more efficiently, in your body. So, Coach Connie, what about our culture? So what can you speak on that about, just the people that you've met, while you've been, a part of ASEA?
Yeah, sure. I was skeptical on that issue when I came in. I had been in another networking business for many years ago, and it didn't leave a bad taste in my mouth, but it wasn't where I needed to be. So when I listened to Bertus's Genesis, and I began to be around the people, and that first workshop of Tanya's, Donna Lynn was there. She was doing the workshop, and I met these people, and I do have a tendency to just kind of, I don't just step back and be quiet. I still getting to know these people, but I watch people. I want to know if what they're saying is what they are. And I have not been disappointed in anyone I've spoken to or been around. The people of the corporation are true blue. And being a coach in a dog eat dog world, so to speak, I spot that pretty easy. And it's not that way. I mean, the people here are genuine, and they have a story to tell of their recoveries of health or finances or whatever it is they got into this ASEA stuff for. But I love being around the people. It is the best. I can't say it. Tyler is the best locker room coach, get you ready to go, give you the encouragement you need. And our upline is always that way. Donna Lynn has called me personally, and she said, I was just praying for you, and I just needed to give you a call. That's the kind of people that we work with. And if you're contemplating this and you're kind of worried about the people, don't worry. These nurses right here, they are great. Cindy and Doria are wonderful. I can't say enough about how good, what kind of people they are is on the inside, and it just comes out. And it's a great team to be on. That sports world, and this is an awesome team. Everybody is for everybody. There's not a star. You get to be your own person. You have all different spots to fill and play. And everybody wants the best for everybody. It's great. I can't say enough about it.
Wonderful. So I'm going to put somebody on the spot if she's still on the call, and that's Miss Tanya Chandler. So if you can just unmute, I want to ask you, Tanya, if you would do this for us. This is your, sometimes it's hard to talk to your family about something you find out's remarkable, because your family knows you. And I know with my family, it's just like they just think this is snake oil, or what is she doing now? So I'm gonna put you on the spot, Tanya. What were you thinking at the time? You knew that your sister was dealing with these challenges. So how hard was it for you to kind of reach out to her?
Well, I was pretty nervous about it, actually. And she didn't tell me, I didn't know a whole lot of the challenges that she was dealing with. But, I knew the background from, previous network marketing company. But I knew that I needed to tell her. And so finding, I felt like I had to be a little sneaky about it, stopping by like I did her classroom right before she went out, on the cross country course, and driving by through there was, what I did, and just kind of planned it and touched base with her. But I think I had mentioned it to her before, and she was just only wanting to watch the athlete videos. So, but she got it. and started noticing some things. So that it was good. It was a good thing. And I absolutely love having my sister be a part of this and just be on the team with us. It's fun. It's just a lot of fun. So
Yeah, and definitely a sense of fulfillment because we're sharing this because I mean, I know Cindy and I both as nurses, we share this because we want to help people, and that's our passion. And to see your sister, now she was going to retire because she was having so much discomfort and she was having these knee surgeries, which put her back for a few months to recover. But just knowing that this product helped her, and now she can work longer if she chooses to. So I just think that's beautiful. Yeah. So thank you, Tanya. I hated to put you on the spot, but I thought I was going to bring you on to ask you that. So, yeah. So, Cindy, I'm going to turn it over to you. If you have any questions for Miss Coach Connie.
Okay, I just have a few. You covered a lot of stuff. That was awesome. I saw though in your bio that this did take 90 days for you to really notice some results. So, and we tell people you've got to give it time because you didn't get this way overnight and it's not going to go away overnight. So I like the fact that you put that in there. Some people may take longer. Connie, and I like the fact that you like the energy because being a coach and being in athletics, you've got to have the energy. So I think coupling the energy self-performance with the redox is a game changer potentially for track and field in any sport. But so as a coach, you probably have to teach a class as well, correct?
Yes.
What class do you teach?
Science, Bio 1 and Bio 2.
Science.
And yes.
I was wondering. So have you heard of redox before?
It's in our textbook, but they're books. And long before came on the scene. But we go through, okay, sciencey here. We are actually researching right now, my Bio 1, 2 are researching the effects of redox on name your health challenge. And a lot of them are doing it over some health challenges they have or their family members have. In our physical science book, precursor chemistry and biology both, we are in a chapter, we're balancing chemical equation. And it's about the oxidants and the reductants and the transfer of electrons. So it's all throughout. This is my second year because I've learned, thank you, Tanya, what about redox and what it can do. I began to know that, hey, it's in the book. It just doesn't stand out because they didn't know about it like we do now. When, couple were saying, well, can we talk to some of these people and ask them about, and cells and help and Donna Lynn said, I'll talk to anybody and I would let them use it as a reference. So my kiddos are learning about it. And actually that's how some of my parents and the kids had gotten on the redox, was that they have challenges. I see them at parent teacher conference. But our science books has it. When we get to upgrade to our new books, whenever that happens, maybe they'll have more. But it's definitely in there in the mitochondrial function, the ATPs and the redox. They just didn't know what it was because some are books, they don't really talk about it as something positive. They thought it was just a waste product. And now we know different. And so being in the science field is fun because my blue bottle sits on my desk, my gel sits on my desk. I have the redox liquid in a spray bottle, and I have kids come to me, go, Coach, I burned my hand on the curling iron. Can you spray my hand? Word gets around, and they'll come after first. And of course, I say, yeah, just you know what to do. And they shake the bottle and they put it on wherever it hurts. And one had a migraine, and I talked to his mom about it. And I said, put some gel on. And severe headache from trauma, from head trauma, went away. And so, I mean, this has become my ministry too. It works hand in hand. From my perspective, it does. And so I enjoy what I do.
Connie, I was taking a risk even asking you what class you taught. I thought it's probably not science or chemistry, but I'm going to ask. And that's perfect because you have the perfect setup. I mean, you have a science experiment right there in your room. I mean, doing the core or the strength test, flexibility test, whatever, and just the results your students are seeing. So this was wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I think that's it. Like I said, talking about the redox and the energy cell performance. What I like about the energy, I think, is so much not just the energy it gives you, but I notice a pretty immediate boost of energy, like my mood, like it talks about. So it's not just the physical energy that I'm feeling pretty quickly, it's that mental energy. And it just feels like I can have a better day. So, like I said, you couple it with the redox, and I can imagine what your athletes are doing and have the capability to do in the future if they continue with this. So that's awesome.
If you don't mind, Cindy, that Kristen Cons had talked about, when she combined the mood and the mind together, she had more energy because she wasn't stressing and releasing energy out. And that is, girl, my point guard, her mind races faster than really fast. And I gave her, and her dad gets it for her to specifically use, her and her brother. And I said, I want you to take these together. I got thinking, she does that just like Kristen's. And she had one of the best games she ever had. She goes, Coach, I don't know what that stuff is, but my mind slowed down enough. My body wasn't going up crazy. So she uses that before ball game. And then the thing for me, I was drinking so much coffee to keep going, and I would get caffeine. And I don't know if anybody's ever had one, but they hurt so bad. I started energy, and I haven't had a caffeine to like the taste of coffee when I quit drinking it. It's kind of ironic. So I'll drink it every once in a while, but the energy is my go-to for that. And you're right. I can wake up if I'm dragging, but I'm not shaking caffeine. It's just a nice, calm boost of energy. And yeah, I love drinking all of the products. They just work so well, especially when.
Yeah. Kind of you're coming in and out a little bit. It maybe just be your location. So anyway, we'll open it up for the chat for any questions that anyone has. Let's see what we have here. Dory, do you see any?
I think somebody was just asking how much you were drinking. Are you still drinking 2 ounces twice a day?
My initial, those first 90 days was just the 2 and 2, and I still got those results. I had a challenge last spring about the start of track season and I upped it to 8 and 8. And within 4 months, that challenge was gone, and also some back on underneath my eye disappeared. So my sweet spot, 6 to 8 ounces in the morning, 6 to 8 at night, but I may take 2 to 4 ounces in the middle of the day, which I did about 8 ounces in the middle of the day.
Well, we know that the study, for those people that are over the age of 45 should be drinking at least 4 ounces twice a day. And that's kind of like my sweet spot as well. Yeah, I think Kirk has a question. Kirk, can you put your question in the chat?
There's another question, Doria. How long does it take for your athletes to notice the benefits of taking redox?
There again, it kind of depends. But all of them are under 18. Most of them are. They can see the effects fairly quickly on their injuries. My baseball coach who uses it on his shoulder, he doesn't have the pain. It almost went away, or this discomfort went away almost immediately. So it's always in his back before and after practice, before and after game. It was really fast. My redox girl, my ball player, my runner, same thing. She noticed a big difference very quickly. We'll see that difference. When Tanya, before her middle girl graduated, we were at state cross country meet at the same time. I had two girls running, and Micah was running, and Tanya handed two ounces to both of my girls, and one of them central in now. She had her best time, and she said had so much. Never knew how hard it was to breathe until I didn't have a hard time. Whatever that is works, and she only gave her 2 ounces. So it worked pretty quickly on the young people, but sometimes they don't think they need it unless there's an injury.
So I think we have Kirk has his hand up, and go ahead and ask your question. If you're not able to put the question in the chat, we'll give you a minute or two to ask your question to Coach Connie.
Kirk.
And then I think
Unmute Kirk.
No, and you talk about replenishing, because I'm in my 60s and you are too. So we were replenishing our systems with the molecules because we were at a deficit. But there's also, those that deal with stress, because we know that stress decreases the amount of molecules we create too. So athletes are definitely under a lot of stress. That's why they need it. Yeah.
And my 45% now that my body does not make the redox. And so when I even just at that low dosage for the first 90 days, my body was in desperate need. I had so over the years from then babies age. It went to where it needed to go first, and that pretty much was.
Yeah. Well, if nobody else has any, is that Kirk? Are you there?
No, we lost Kirk, but there's another
Kirk.
question. There's a question in there. Do your athletes also notice no lactic acid buildup after running?
If do what I asked them to do in the drinking of it, like my two kiddos, the hurdler and my redox girl, they were not sore after that meet on Saturday. And it's pretty intense, the stress level, the intensity level. Now there's a lady I have that she won't, but you do what you want to do. She was so sore, and she was having a hard time struggling.
Kirk, Karen did put something in the chat. She was doing it for Kirk. Since the community has meant so much to them, and Kirk was wanting to share how the community has helped them through their journey as well. Thank y'all. We like Connie said, this is just a family. We help each other, That's what we're here for.
Yeah. We don't like people getting hung up on a networking model, because this is just a distribution, the way our company, which is a global research cellular health company, we're all like independent associates, but it's a distribution arm to get it out there, because the only way that people are going to know about this is us telling stories or testimonies. And so that's why we created this platform to educate people about this. But also, we've been so thankful to have guests like Coach Connie and many others that have been on here to share their story, because there's nothing like a personal testimony, where people hearts will be touched by by it. So
do you want to do Betsy real quickly, and then
Yeah,
they have
that's
to do
fine.
it.
Betsy,
Yeah.
you can ask your
Hi.
question.
Hi, Coach Connie. I'm grateful to have you and all of us in our ASEA Redox family. So, have you noticed with yourself, friends, or sports athletes, anyone having breathing challenges using the Redox, breathing it, or the molecules, helping with some breathing challenges? Anyone you know of, or sports, and
I don't have any with any of those challenges, but one he nebulized it almost every day. And they ripped out all the carpet in our building. What they didn't do is do a cleanup job from all the dust from all the glue
oh
and
yeah.
her. And so I just talked to Kristen and asked her, what do you think is the best, and I didn't want to get something because you don't need metal. It denatures the product. And so I told her, and she nebulizes every day.
So I have the little nanomister, but I have to find out where that nebulizer went. All right, thanks. I'm blessed to have it since April of 21 and glad you came on in 2021 with your Redox. Have a blessed day. Love our ASEA Redox family.
Thank you, Betsy.
Joy, do you want to close it out and announce
Yeah.
our guest for next week?
Absolutely. So I know a lot of you on this call are associates and some might not be because I can't see your names. But if this is the first time you have been introduced to this technology, we really encourage you get back to the person that invited you to this Zoom. There's, some other videos that we can send out to you. And then of course, Connie talked about our culture and the Genesis story. That's a really powerful story about why our founders, didn't turn this over to Big Pharma, which we're so thankful we wouldn't be here tonight. So next week we have Nancy Walker as our guest, and we look forward to having Cindy will have the pleasure to interview her. So thanks again for coming on this evening, and you all have a blessed evening.
And Connie, I want to thank you for being our guest. I'm sorry I didn't do that, but this has been an awesome testimony, and we appreciate you taking your time.
Thank you, Doria. Thank you, Cindy, for privilege.
And last but least, I'm sorry, I always forget what I have to say. I need a script so I don't forget anything. But this is also going to be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So at Redox Nurse Talk, we have a lot of archive videos up there. So we'll have Coach Connie up there as well. So just go there and utilize that, those videos to send them out to whoever you choose to. So thank you.
Let me stop our recording here.